So Jeremy, the specter of populism appears in the book as a byproduct of the same forces that created the new localism.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Let me add just one thing, and I'll get right to populism, but as Bruce was talking, let me add one thing. We recognize, and we're very clear in the book, that a strong federal government would be a good thing. And there's a role for the federal government as a regulatory and distributive platform that's absolutely important. But increasingly, the way problems will be solved will be these networks of public, private, and civic, where economic value is being created in metropolitan and highly urbanized communities across the world, right? So we don't want localism to be a reason to not have a functioning federal government. But in times like this, when the level of dysfunction is high, it's even more important to talk about it. And I think a second thing which is important, and I will get to the populism question, is that this radical devolution, and Bruce has really been helpful for me in my thinking about this radical devolution was not accompanied with the resources to compensate, nor necessarily the institutions to be able to do the transformative problem-solving work. So we're clear that, in the 21st century, power will increasingly belong to the problem solvers, right?
Those problems. What about the resources?
Resources, we talk a lot about that in the book, and we can get into that. But it's not only where the resources are, and we've got lots of ideas about that, but it's also what's the repurposing of institutions, whether it's the emergency room in a hospital or it's the role of the university. So we also have 20th, and in some instances, 19th century institutions for 21st century problem solving. Yeah.